Igloo.
There it is.
Perfect time for a new show.
Is it working now?
Oh, you're echoing.
Echo. Turn off the...
Yeah, mute. Or which one here? Yeah, okay, there we go.
Better?
Perfect. All right.
Turn off the echo effect.
We're going to, you got to hit the echo button. No, but it's good now.
I can see what's on your screen. Felix, those must be blue blocking glasses at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Watch the porn.
Blue glasses.
I'll be able to tell.
Get in, sit down, buckle up, cruising whiskey. Get in, sit down, buckle up, cruising whiskey.
Welcome back to Cruising with Steak. Here we are, bonus show this week. Grim Steak here talking here on live streaming on Grimerica FM. Thursday night, not Tuesday night. I got my main man here with me, James Cruz.
I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
Thank you, James. Right. And I also got Mr. Jerry Cthulhu here.
Good evening, gentlemen.
And we also got Mr. Cliff Wall, a.k.a. Felix Ortega.
My spidey sense is tingling.
It's tingling. And special
What's
guest.
that feel like?
Special guest tonight. We got Mr. Darren Grimes from the Grimerican show. The Grimerica show. Did I say Grimerican show?
You said the Grimerican show. Yeah, you did.
It's gonna happen.
I don't know about special guest. Guest.
No, you're special. You're a very special guest tonight.
Thanks, buddy.
No, thank you.
That means a lot. I'm wearing my Colorado shirt that I got at Contact at the Cabin.
Very cool.
It's cool. It's like the Colorado flag made out of guns and other bits of freedom.
What is the Colorado flag?
It's like blue on blue with the white stripe
like
on the
circle,
middle and
right?
like a C
Yeah.
in the middle.
Huh.
Colorado's cool, man. Northwest Colorado's kind of shitty.
Was that the first time you ever been to Colorado?
That was my first time going to Colorado, going to Mecca.
Mecca? Yeah, right.
That Pagosa was beautiful. Down in Pagosa, Durango, all that. I didn't go to like any of the like fancy places, I guess, or the main places you think of for Colorado. Like I didn't go to Boulder, I didn't go to Denver, I didn't go to Colorado Springs.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's all I saw. The only one
I came back through the San Juan Skyway though. That was one of the most intense highways I've driven on, and I've driven on a lot of highways, and that was probably the craziest one I've been on.
Just hills and cliffs and shit?
You're up in like the Alpines of the San Juan Mountain. Like up in the snow. We were in there, it was like a week before June. There was still like 20-foot snow avalanches in some spots. It's like fucking tree trunk sticking out all sheared off from the avalanche 2 weeks ago. And that's like the white line and then like a 1/4 inch of dirt and then like down. You're doing those switchbacks and it's just like boom, down. If you start tumbling down there, they'll find you in the valley come spring with a helicopter.
If you're
So that was pretty intense. I think it took us like 2.5 hours to go like it took us 4.5 hours to go 90 miles.
It makes sense, yeah.
But it was beautiful when you could let go of the steering wheel and look out the window. And
where's the next one at?
it's in Utah, Duck Creek, Utah. Nestled between exactly. So get this: the venue is exactly 42 miles from Bryce Canyon and 42 miles from Zion Canyon.
Dude, that'll be a great spot, man.
So there will be the good questions, right? Because the answers.
Yeah, we're going to go to each canyon for a night.
Yeah.
So why isn't it called Contact at the Canyon?
Ooh,
that's a good question. Actually,
might have to pull an audible. Switch it up.
Somebody's fucking fired.
Damn it. Well, I don't have to really get into specifics.
That's right.
Maybe it's not too late for me to actually switch that branding up.
It's never too late.
Brainstorming a ton that you guys could do like Contact at the Catacombs and do Catacombs.
Or am I the only one that couldn't hear Felix say?
Yeah, I think you are the only one that couldn't hear him.
I could hear him, but he like faded out.
It could be my internet connection.
Actually, it could be my gate.
I hear him fine.
It's your Felix button.
I think it's my gate.
You got your Felix gate on?
Yeah. So anyway, did you know that in like Northwest Colorado is that you can't buy weed
Why not?
unless because it's not that whole like Northwest chunk. It's only medically legal.
That's kind of what I was just talking about in the chats today about because Illinois just legalized marijuana, like recreational use, everything. Yeah, not until January 1st, but there's so many towns that have that like Midwest wholesomeness where they're like, no, not in our towns. So it's like they're going to be blocking it. Like individual towns are going to like, their Chamber of Commerces will never open up any businesses or even support it at all. So
No.
It's kind of,
There's no legal weed in Utah.
No, not in Utah. But dude, oh, man.
And Chicago's huge, though. I mean,
I got shit covered.
It's all good.
Of course you do.
What's the appeal?
Yeah, it should be
with all
good.
this?
But yeah,
with all
so like
this?
we even went to the one hotel and there was like signs everywhere saying like, keep your pot out of this hotel, you motherfucker.
Jesus.
And I was like, we'll fine you $250 if we get the slightest hint that you had pot in this hotel room. So that was interesting. It seemed very religious, maybe.
Oh yeah,
Pretty religious.
It's the
up there.
devil's lettuce.
it is the devil's lettuce, 100%.
That's what you
Do
call
that.
floppy pussy, too.
I heard that's called roast beef curtains.
Roast beef.
Either way, the analogy is sound.
So Darren, have you made Grimerica like an LLC yet or anything? Are you guys a corporation?
Yeah, you gotta.
I mean, that's got to be coming soon.
legal.
Say that again. Sorry, I got a fucking distracting text message.
Oh no. I was asking, like, are you guys gonna make Grimerica an LLC or like a corporation or anything at some point? It's got to be happening soon.
Well, we probably should have already.
Yeah.
But to be honest, we were getting ready. We were recording. We were just all gearing up to do that, and there was a bit of derailment here in the last couple of months. But we are doing we got our buddies Russ and Kyle and Chase down in Texas, the Brothers of the Serpent, the Snake Bros.
Yeah, man.
They started up. They're in the process of opening up a nonprofit and an LLC for running the Contact at the Cabin events through. So like I paid for the venues and stuff already with the deposits that we got down to secure all that. But then I'm just like sending the cash to the business PayPal it's going to be. So like all the Contact at the Cabin. It's funny, Contact at the Cabin will be a business before Grimerica. I mean, technically Grimerica is a business now, I guess. It's a business. It's just not incorporated.
There's a helicopter flying
We're
over my
getting
house
ready
right
to
now.
incorporate, but it costs $1,000 fucking dollars.
It's only $4.95 in the U.S. Even cheaper from some places.
Is it international?
You can form an LLC for real cheap here.
Well, I looked at doing it in the States, but that gets weird because then I'm going to be, I don't know what to do. I need to talk to an accountant.
You need an agent. If you had an agent here, you could do that.
Because it's going to be hard to hobby it out this year. Last year, it's hobbyable just barely, but this year it's going to be tough to. And then, I mean, you run the CAC event like that last one that went through Allen, so it's not a big deal. But I mean, I'm running $20,000 through the PayPal account right now just in CAC ticket sales in fucking a couple months, and it's like, I don't know who's watching that. Or the beauty of that is that's an event and it's going through the state's business, but I don't know how all that works. I'm just like,
just doing it, just going for it, man.
Well, I don't know what Canadian law is, but the States, it's perfectly fine. And yeah,
I think it's fine too, man. Whatever.
As
I'm
long
just
as you
running some of
report it on
that.
your taxes, they don't really care until after the fact.
Dude, you got dudes like Tony Robbins that have been running way huger scams than that for years.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not running anything through taxes yet. That could be part of the problem. That's part of the problem that worries me. But I mean, we're not
Allegedly.
making a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like,
Just-
and with
just-
rent and everything else, I mean, we're probably not really making any money.
Right.
If we are making any money, I can make it disappear real quick.
Yeah, your net is zero. You probably could write most of stuff off to the point where you're in the red, and you take that, as a deduction next year.
You're not allowed to do that, kind of. So in Canada,
Oh, that's
whatever your side business is a hobby until the
Wow.
day it makes money. The day it makes money, it's business and they want to cut. But up until then, it's a hobby. So if you're losing money or breaking even, it's a hobby. So you could lose, like, I mean, the first years we ran Grimerica, we were losing 10 grand a year.
Oh my
So,
god.
well, I mean, you know, not literally, but if I need to, you know, it can be like that if it needs to be, right? Maybe we've always been paying rent or whatever, you know, like our rent.
Are you paying
Here, this whole place costs us about $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and then like we didn't even start taking any money until year 4.
Yeah, that's true.
And now
But that doesn't matter now.
No, that doesn't matter. No, nothing matters. Nothing matters until the year we flip the switch.
Exactly.
And that's going to be probably like January.
Mhm.
It would make sense for that to be January 1st.
Well, dude, oh man.
Well,
This
if you
kinda
wanted to get all
talking-
Masonic about it, you do it on March 1st.
Okay.
Are you going to take the word conspiracy out of any of the titles or anything? Have you already taken that out? Because
Yeah,
now
I took that out just because iTunes has started like THC got shut down, right?
yeah.
Who?
Not for conspiracy, it's for keyword spam in your title.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So I just did it then because I'm friends with Rob Walter. Not friends. I shouldn't say that. We're not friends. But I definitely like correspond with him at least on a monthly basis. So he keeps me in the loop. And I listen to the podcast, the Libsyn podcast, that keeps me up to date on everything new podcasting. And that's where I sort of heard about. He mentioned that, you know, he's like, watch that title. Because he's the one who originally told me to do that title. And he's like, well, do an iTunes. Because he's like, we were talking, when we had him on the show, we talked about how we picked this fucking podcast name and we had like no searchability.
Mm-hmm.
And he was on he said, man, he shot me an email after the show and he was like, hey, you know, just a thought, you could do this in iTunes. You know, you're still called the Grimerica Show, but you have this in iTunes. And then he ended up emailing me after and he's like, you got to lose that or you're going to get fucking
Can you just do keywords that are just like popular keywords like Taylor Swift or something like that?
You can't do any now. If your title looks at all out of the ordinary,
Weird.
they call it spamming. So he said I could probably get away with calling it the Grimerica Paranormal Conspiracy Show. But I mean, it's not worth it.
No, especially now that conspiracy theorists are getting labeled as domestic terrorists.
Exactly.
Well, that's the other thing. I mean, I'm half tempted to even dumb down. You know, our title is so inept at searchability that what's the point on the description? I don't think there's a lot there anyway. I don't think description even really comes up in searchability. Maybe it does, but you know, I don't think conspiracy.
Well, you guys have the Grimerica brand. Dude, you guys have
that's what it is now. Now we just run with the Grimerica brand. So you need people to search Grimerica, and then we own like the first 20 pages. So I just need Grimerica stickers on everything.
Right, dude. I just saw. I was looking at my podcast player.
We'll pass them on a CryptidCon.
Yeah, yeah. We'll pass. Yeah,
I might come down for that.
Dude.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome, man.
How much do we need to donate to get you to come?
I'm a monthly.
It's just the fucking flights, really.
Logistics. Yeah.
The flights I looked at were insanely expensive.
Yeah.
So I was like going back and forth between going to Texas to visit the Snake Bros. And the flight difference was like, I can fly to San Antonio and back for like $330 Canadian.
Damn.
And just for the record, I can't really fly any place in Canada for that. But it's American Air. It's a U.S. airline. So
check the flights to Atlanta.
Atlanta's cheap. I mean, we originally thought about doing a CAC for that last CAC at Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying, if you come to Atlanta, I'll pick you up. We'll drive together.
Mm-hmm.
How far of a drive is it?
4 or 5 hours.
Ooh, that's super tempting.
Yeah, it's 5 hours for me in Cleveland. Probably about the same for Grim.
It's about 5 or 6 for me.
It could be 6. I don't really know. It depends how fast we go.
Well, I like driving and seeing stuff, so
yeah,
There's not much to see.
I'd be down.
But it's all
I got buddies in Atlanta too.
Yeah, you got the Appalachians down there, Jerry. You got a better sight.
Yeah.
Dude, all I have is nothing but fields. I have cornfields the entire
Yeah, you're not
drive
gonna
down
see
there.
much on
Yeah,
my
but
drive until you get
75.
to Kentucky or some
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
75.
and Randall's there, Brad's there, Bill's there.
Yeah.
I got people to see there for sure.
Well, you got options. So I'm going and I'm driving. So
When are you
happy.
leaving? Well, let's talk about that offline.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm leaving Thursday.
I might take you up on that.
All right.
When is it
can
again?
happen.
It can happen.
September 7th and 8th.
Because it's really just a flight and a hotel room's cheap enough.
Hotel.
We may actually have extra room.
Yeah, we got rooms, dude.
Dude, there's there's gonna be rooms.
Stay in my room.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't have
Nikki's already bugging me to.
Oh yeah, you
Nick-
could, you could
Dude, we
stay at
would-
Nicky the dude's house. He'd
Ecstatic to
hold
have
you
you.
up.
We got a booth
There
and
you go.
shit, dude. So
Oh, do you?
yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we all
Yeah,
we all got a booth and bring all your shit.
I'm not. If I come, I'm not bringing anything.
Just shipping it.
Fuck.
No, I mean,
ship
like-
it,
I'm
nothing.
bringing shit. I'm not.
I'll bring.
Well, you
I
don't-
got. I'll bring the Zoom. That's it.
Yeah, dude, because that I was thinking about it's like that was kind of what I was holding off because I was gonna buy this new a tablet, but I was looking at these Zoom recorders and these digital recorders, but like how many times am I really gonna use it if I buy one of these things? But I mean, this is becoming a pretty good thing that the scripted thing that we can all go to. So at least you'd be able to use it once a year. But if somebody's got something record type of stuff, we can just get a little thing set up and just start talking to people, man. It'd be fucking super fun.
Adam Loyle's got one. This cool one. I forget what it's called.
Oh, he's got the
He's got the little rolling one.
Yeah, the Roland.
the
Yeah.
Roland.
I don't know. I wasn't super happy with the audio I got back from
like other
what's it
CAC.
called on that thing. Yeah. The Zoom would have been better, I think, but
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. But I think, yeah, like because I wanted to release for the supporters the Wim Hof sessions with Brandon. But none of the audio was good enough. As soon as he started hitting the drum, you can't hear what the fuck he's saying.
Damn.
Yeah. It's too bad. But I mean, I'll be better prepared in April. In April, I'll make sure I got Brandon mic'd.
Yeah, what do you think about those little lavalier mics and stuff? Like
Well, that's what I used on Randall.
okay, because those aren't really that expensive.
It was $60, I think.
Yeah,
That one I had. It was a little wireless one.
yeah,
Work
they're
great.
a good deal, man. You can find those on Amazon pretty affordable. Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone listening to this thinks they're going to CAC, but if you think you're going to CAC and you haven't made a deposit yet, you're probably not going to CAC.
Yeah, is it all sold out? I saw there was only like a couple rooms
Yeah,
left.
dude,
yeah.
you guys were down on the wire.
There was like, I think right now there's 2 camp spots and 5 beds left. And then the rest are like pullouts and stuff like that, but there's not a lot of those. There's less than 10 spots left.
Yeah. Well, dude, there's also that Conspiranormal conference that's going on in October in Nashville. That looks pretty cool.
Tripoli keeps saying he's going to do one too.
Oh, that'd
But I
be
guess
pretty
it's
sweet.
August now and he hasn't pulled it together yet.
I'm going to the Strange Realities too. So I mean, if you want to come back down,
Is Strange Reality? Is that the one that Conspiranormal's doing? Strange Realities. Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yeah, they
And
got some
that's
good
one in
speakers.
Nashville.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I can make that one.
It's like the week after, or no, it's October.
Yeah, middle of October.
October. It's a month later.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting too.
A weekend's a lot more doable.
Yeah,
There's the Bigfoot conference in September, but that's lame.
Down there?
Yeah. Well, it's
And there's-
Kentucky too. Or no, it's
the Conspiranormal one would be
I don't remember.
the one to go to.
Oh yeah, dude. Benall's gonna be there. Josh Cutchin. Like that'd be
Tim
good.
Renner.
Yeah, Tim Renner's gonna
Oh,
be there
Renner.
too.
Maybe we can manifest the flying.
All of
man.
those are guests that have been on Cruising with Steak.
There we go. You guys might as well sponsor that motherfucker.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
Yeah, they put on my podcast too. I think.
How do you guys keep your studio clean at the igloo?
You got hired help.
Oh, dude, everything outside of the camera shot is a total fucking disaster.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
Darren, have you
Even
seen
the camera shot isn't really that clean. But once you
seen
get
that?
outside of the shot, it's a disaster. Yeah, big time.
Have you seen those the 360-degree cameras?
I keep talking about getting one of those for the middle of the table
That'd
and
be
using
cool.
that for the live stream.
And you can and we could like sneak a peek all around.
I think the bandwidth is a
then
bit.
you guys will have to actually clean. Oh,
You could do that and make a video to upload, but because we were talking about just having that for the live stream, but I think that's got to be a shit ton of bandwidth.
yeah, people that could click on it and spin the cam. Oh my god, that would be a lot of bandwidth.
And my computer probably can't handle it. As it is, this computer can't even handle 2 fucking webcams.
Yeah.
And that's the iMac we just got a couple of years ago. So now I'm looking at getting a PC to push the stream and all that.
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Adele, you gonna get Adele?
Dude, you're getting Adele.
We just got a guy, George. Shout out to George.
You gotta get one of those computers that are clear and you can see in them, and they got the LED green lights and. all
I
that.
just want
Oh yeah, yeah. Midnight
Inefficient.
Mike's got one for Moby DM. He's got this crazy ass. You should. I went to Phoenix. When was that? Like
It's like a month
3
ago.
weeks ago.
a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just recently moved out there, him and his wife, and so I went and hung out with him at his place, and man, Command Center Alpha 1 is off the charts, dude.
I bet.
The setup he has is unbelievable, man.
You have a shag carpeting.
No, it's more on the tech end. I mean, what you don't see is everything else in that room. It is
That's
a
like
lot
that's
of
like
stuff.
well, you can actually see most of our gear. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not much outside of the shot. Outside the shot here, there's a 40-inch TV right
Yeah.
here that I'm touching. That's got like that runs all the video and everything.
Yeah,
And then there's like a 20-inch hanging above that just makes that screen a little bigger so I can put shit in different places. And then that's all the gear. The rest of this place is just shit. Not
Do you
shit.
ever have
Not like crap.
you ever have dreams of recording in the old studio?
You know, last night we had
or nightmares.
Keenan from Alberta Sasquatch in studio, and it got real hot in here.
Oh, really?
And it really brought back some memories of being crammed in that fucking thing in the summer. For
igloo.
sure. I mean, the igloo is still out back from here, all broken down into pounds.
No.
We're gonna give it to
Oh.
Fail's kid.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
no way, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
Like a romper room or something, or for what?
No, he wants to do a YouTube channel and stuff, so we'll pass it down to him. He can. do
That's
his own
really
thing.
cool, man. Shout out to Fail, dude. Yeah, he's been through a lot, and just much love to that dude, man.
So this room's like twice as big as what you can see in the camera, but the rest of it's just like books. There's bookshelves and random gear and a bunch of crap on the walls. All the
Guys do,
listener center.
Speaking of podcast areas, I saw the dudes from your one of your favorite shows. Shit.
Sesame Street.
No, man, they just got this whole like studio delivered. Those
Mysterious Universe.
Mysterious Universe. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't listened to Mysterious Universe.
Well,
in
I saw it.
But
on
you know what?
Twitter.
I seen that post,
Yeah,
and it looks just like our old one.
and that's what I mean. I mean, it's a not a pod. It's an actual like shipping container
Yeah, dude, that thing looks awesome.
built and
It's lit.
delivered, and then like to wherever they record. It looked like a dude's basement or something. But
It's like the same. That's the same idea as the walk-in freezer, but it's actually made for sound.
it's made for sound. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
when I was
tight
listening, like
spot,
he said
yeah.
that they like the dude just soundproofs every single little crack he can get.
It,
Like,
it,
he's super
sound-
OCD
it looks
about
so
it.
cool.
Maybe they took that idea from us. I know
I'm
Ben
sure they
listens
did.
to the show.
Probably.
He won't talk to me, but I know he listens to the show. And I mean, we took enough from them.
Grundy, that's it. Yeah.
They moved out of the city, the big city in there, and moved out to like backwoods or something or other, or
Oh,
different.
really?
Oh yeah,
That's
they're out.
really-
Yeah,
yeah.
they're way in the.
I haven't listened to a Mysterious Universe episode in a long time.
Do every now
Uh,
and
I
then.
just listen to books now.
Yeah.
lot of
What are you
books.
listening to right now?
Right now, let's see.
Choose your own adventure.
Fuck you. No, just kidding. So let's go to my Audible and see what I got on the go. I got an hour left of Everything is Fucked.
Fuck is
A
that,
book of-
Jerry? Jesus Christ. Sorry.
Nip slip.
I got an hour left of
Dick
every
slip.
dick slip. I didn't see any dick.
Yeah. God damn.
Did he whip his dick out?
No.
Oh.
It's
So right
mantra.
now I'm in the middle. I got an hour left of Mark Manson's new one. Everything is fucked.
Everything is fucked. That doesn't sound like a very positive book.
Everything is fucked. A book about hope.
Oh, okay. See, you left
it on.
Yeah, you
then
left
I'm-
the flip there.
I'm working on Influence by Robert Cialdini and The Odyssey by Homer, Robert Fagel's edition. And I just finished Daring Greatly. Oops.
Nice. It's probably way better
Yeah.
than just listening to a bunch of podcasts.
I like to do both, go back and forth to both. Oh, and I'm also listening to the Norman Vincent Peale one on Apple. I was only able to find that one on iTunes, so I'm listening to it on the Apple podcast or the Apple audiobook app, which has gotten actually a lot better in the later updates. It used to be really bad in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when it wouldn't even like save your spot. You'd have to like take a screenshot of what fucking count you were at so you could find your spot again.
Bastards.
One of my biggest pet peeves these days is when I wear headphones with cords and I'm listening to a podcast and it gets snagged on something and comes unplugged. It's one of the biggest things that like upsets me a lot.
Switch to Bluetooth.
Yeah, I went to Bluetooth.
I do
Mhm.
that, but then I can feel the Bluetooth
It's
waves.
not
in-
good for you.
Yeah.
Graham and I have that argument. I say that
I got
Bluetooth
these-
is not as good for you as headphones. But I mean, I think it's better for you than being on the phone with the phone up to your head. I don't know.
I don't think any
I
of
go
it's
back
good
and
for
forth.
you. All,
It's all
all
bad.
of these invisible rays. I don't even think like radio and TV waves. None of it could be good for us. It's all fucking with us. Invisible rays.
But I can't feel them.
Exactly, but you can't feel them. You can't feel them. But they're hurt. They're doing something. They have to
Do you
be.
think?
Absolutely. I
But
mean,
here's the thing.
everything
Here's-
has like physical property to it. Every single sound wave, everything, even if you can't see things, it still has some kind of
The
physical property.
microwaves are a problem
Yeah.
for sure. But,
Totally,
my-
dude. 5G is
my-
gonna boil our blood. Go ahead, Felix. I'm
I
sorry.
mean,
I was
it's
gonna
probably
say-
not as bad for you as the food and shit you're eating anyway. So what's the difference?
Exactly. Let's start smoking again.
I was
No.
gonna say
We gotta fix next generation.
I was gonna say that my wife had me install some new little cabinet handles in the bathroom, and we didn't have any handles, and I just knew that I'd be listening to podcasts and I'd have the headphones getting snagged on those.
Ah.
And lo and behold, it's happening.
Fucking cabinet handles.
It's all happening.
It's all happening. God damn.
Do you guys do essential oils in your igloo?
Not very often, no. But I do burn a
Yeah,
lot of
essential herbs.
essential herbs and a lot of Palo Santo.
Knock
Oh,
I
John
think I'm
Santo.
saying that right. The wood, you know, the wood you burn.
Sounds nice. I like it.
Oh, it smells lovely. It's my favorite. I like it better than sage.
Sage is nasty.
Yeah, that's only if
How
you got to get rid of
dare you,
spirits.
racist
But
fuck.
I'm a demon, so it just repels
Yeah,
me.
exactly. It just repels you.
I picked a bunch of sage up on Mesa Verde.
Nice.
Yeah.
You try it out, sell it.
Yeah, you can probably
I
sell that.
think I lost it on the way home someplace on the 1,500-mile trek home.
Jesus. That's quite the drive.
I think I put around 50,000 miles on my truck in like 2.5 years, 2 years.
That's a lot of oil changes.
Oh yeah, I went to California twice and Colorado once.
Have you seen those trucks with the new
Kind of traded in.
the new hitch in the back or the new tailgates in the back that they can like form to different shapes?
No,
I saw a commercial for it. Yeah. I think it's a GMC.
I've been thinking about that for the longest time. Like they should have a little bit more. They can adapt them a little to.
It has like 6 different shapes it can do or something. Yeah.
I think about getting a cap for mine. You know, I thought about trading it in, but the thing is, these days, is you get fucking 500,000 miles out of these things.
Yeah.
If you're good to them, you know. And I don't tow nothing. I don't go off road. And even most of my miles are on the highway.
Yeah, that's nice. That's
Cruising down the highway. I'd like to get a cap for it, I think.
Yeah, you can put more shit in it without being worried about it getting fucked up, like rain wise and weather wise.
I'm looking at getting a pickup truck.
Get an El Camino. Just get an El Camino.
Yeah.
Not big enough. I want something with a decent size.
Hell yeah.
El Caminos are tight.
Hell yeah, they are.
Or like a big ass Suburban or something I could live in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those fucking camperized vans are sick, man.
Yeah. I saw this new one coming out from.
You can't have kids though. You got to be like, you'd have to be. It's for like 1 or 2, you know.
My kids are at school and college.
Well, yeah, I know. You're in the perfect state for that. You could live in that fucking thing.
I know. It would be like free.
Sell everything. You just live in Walmart parking lots for the rest of your life.
I don't know about that, but
This
I would
sounds
buy
pretty
some
awesome. I'm
land up in the
liking
mountains
this.
and just park on it.
That's right. I mean, that's what I think about, right? It's like, because I want a tour bus one day. And
40 acres and a mule.
And then it's like, you know, and
We're
you
talking
know, have a
generations.
tiny home on like 5 acres someplace outside of the city here. And then, but you wouldn't even really need a tiny home, right? Maybe you just have a nice garage, and like maybe you do have a nice little
Fuck them tiny homes, dude. Oh
a
my
tiny
God.
home that you pull your fucking your giant camper back up, you know, your RV back up to when you get back in town, and it's like an addition to that.
Those shipping container ones they have are pretty nice.
There was one here for 24K, man. With a couple slides, like a tour bus style. I think it was like fucking the thing's like 40 feet long or something like that.
Yeah, you
40
can actually.
48
Yeah, like I don't know why
Yeah.
people want these stupid fucking tiny homes when you can buy that. Like you just said, you can buy these badass RVs for like 20 grand, and
Well,
you're gonna
that's a
spend like
super
100
old
grand on a.
used one. That's an
home?
old used one. That's an
Right,
old
yeah,
used one.
Right.
Those like those new RVs like that are like 150 grand. I mean, I was looking at some of the tour bus style ones, and they're like fucking 1.3 million.
Oh,
Jeez.
I've been
What do you
looking at doing a school bus conversion.
Oh, that'd be,
That'd
pretty
be a
nice.
good one for
Yeah.
sure. You could
Don't
get a
believe the
tiny home on
5.6.
Amazon for like 35K free delivery.
wow.
I saw that too.
You just gotta get like 3 of those little tiny homes.
There's even a company. It's not. I don't think it's in the States yet, but they have 3D print houses. They've got
Oh,
some
with the concrete.
Yeah, they basically built a 3D printer that's tiny house sized, and it just prints the walls.
My landlord here at the studio is often talking about getting into different types of building. We were looking at building, or he was trying to convince me to help build a rammed earth machine.
A what?
A rammed earth machine. So you could just take the dirt, the soil composition in Alberta, dump it in this fucking thing with some water, and just like compresses it, and you can build with it.
No shit.
Yeah, I think they're rated to like 3 stories now or some shit.
Man.
They can't be in the ground though. It's got to be like above ground. So you'd have to have a foundation of some sort still,
Yeah.
and keep those out of the ground so you can waterproof them. But yeah, you could essentially build your fucking building materials right out of your foundation hole.
It's really the goal. Just self-sustaining. Build your own shit on your own land. Be
You know,
amazing.
it seems more and more like it.
Mhm.
You know, it gives you a little bit of hope that maybe the next generation will be even more, you know, all this hyper fucking invasion of privacy will push the next, you know, like, you know, I hope already, you know, my oldest is already saying like Facebook is fucking stupid.
Well, yeah,
And
that's
she's
what I'm
only
thinking,
7.
man. Because it's
But,
like
you
our
know,
generation.
They might reject everything. They might just be
Yes.
like, you guys are fucking crazy. Like,
Exactly.
no, none of that shit.
Dude, I see it. Even the kids at work that are like 18, 19 years old, like they're totally different than kids that are just like in their late 20s, or like what I remember them being. Like it's weird. Like it's the generation that's coming up is, they're like, you guys, yeah.
Because ultimately, I think it's going to be a generational problem, whatever we're going through these days.
Well, every generation grows up thinking that the one before them did stupid shit, and they're gonna do things cooler. Like that's it's just
Right.
it's how it works.
And everything that they do is stupid. Like my parents' parents thought rock and roll was stupid.
Yeah,
that
Nuts.
rock and roll.
Yeah.
But who the fuck knows what's gonna happen? There's also people that say Trump's gonna be the last president, and the shit's gonna go crazy. Who the fuck
the
knows?
emperor.
Or he's gonna be president for 8 more years.
And I'm just getting nervous because I haven't seen anything about Epstein in the news lately, and I just don't want that to disappear. Like,
I mean, ultimately, our biggest problem would be, I guess, if you guys completely melt down, then how many of you fucks are coming up here?
Yeah.
dude, I mean, I think
Got a lot of land there, dude.
if we melt down, everybody melts down.
Yeah, I know.
That's
but
what's
you
gonna
guys
happen.
all have a bunch of guns.
Yes, exactly.
And you're going to be like
Tons.
mass exiting the cities. I guess the thing is, no one in the cities has guns, so all the country people around the city will just shoot them as they
Storm the
say.
borders with all
I
our
guess if
guns.
people leave the city, they'll just all get shot.
Dude, yeah, the
Well, here's
city's
the
not
thing,
gonna be a
the,
disaster.
The far left is kind of seeding this idea of riots if Trump gets reelected, because our nation's at risk and all this bullshit that they're feeding their followers,
Dude, there's nothing that could compete with like the riots when the Chicago Bulls won the fucking championship in '96 in Chicago. Like those were
Jerry,
riots.
that could be you.
Like,
What?
it's just-
the cheering guy with his shirt all tucked in.
No,
On the
I'm
link
just
you
saying
sent me.
that they're already priming their base for rioting. So, I mean, there's going to be trouble in 2020.
I'm talking about the guy on the link you sent me for the camper van.
Oh,
That guy is really having a good time.
yeah. Well, they're selling camper vans.
Well, I mean, they
He likes
There
his
might
kids
be
sitting that
riots.
way on his shoulders. I don't
Oh,
know.
he's
it'll be
loving
isolated
everything.
riots in the places that they're expected to be rioting, like in Portland, in the big cities, in the coasts. Like all this shit happens in the coasts. Even when like I hear like Chicago plans for some sort of SJW riot or whatever going on, nothing huge ever happens. Like it's just it's on the coasts and it's fake. All this
Well, not
outrage
only
is
that,
fake.
it's all made off the internet anyway. It's like I was
Exactly.
saying on Conspiranormal. I was like, it's just
Mm-hmm.
these old riots are just overflowing of social media, in my opinion. That's social media overflowing into reality, into real life. And it's just all this like weird cosplay shit coming true. And probably most of those people that get smashed in the face never go back.
Yeah.
Or the Antifa people that get unmasked probably never go back. It's like I think it probably gets too real for a lot of those people,
Mm-hmm.
or they get more radicalized. But I really don't think there's too many of those people. I really don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. Portland sketches me the fuck out.
They should make a theme parks where you can go and just simulate rioting.
Yeah, just to get it out of your system. Here, put this VR on and get it
Like
out.
Westworld, but
Yeah.
just Riot World.
Oh yeah, VR. Yeah.
Six Flags, great
Just
America.
go to Chad. You can do it there.
It's a lack of meaning in real life.
Yeah.
Being, so they're joining this
Cult.
quasi fucking cult movement
quasi.
/ whatever. Yeah, it's not quasi anymore for sure, but it is compared to what it's supposed to be.
The problem is it's such a small percentage of the population of the United States. We're talking like
Yeah,
less
they
than
just need to
5%.
find something fucking better to do with their time. Honestly,
doubt.
something more fucking constructive. That's what I mean by a lack of meaning. It's just a bunch of people that have nothing meaningful in their life or nothing fucking better to do, so they just
They're
strap
Instagram
on as
models.
political fucking patsies. They're political patsies.
They're cultists.
Cannon fodder.
What it
Yeah.
is. Okay, I'm a Midwest millennial.
And it's even shitty cannon fodder. It's not even like real cannon fodder. It's like confetti fodder, for fuck's sake.
Exactly. But okay, all these kids in the Midwest, they grow up and they're like, oh, I'm so much better than where I live. I'm so much better. I'm going to move out to the coasts and I'm going to, make something of myself. So these kids move out there. They realize they have nothing. No, they don't know anybody. So they end up getting sucked into these clubs and these little cliques of these insanely like just extremist people with crazy ideas. So then it's like, okay, You know, maybe sucking dick's cool. Maybe, you know,
It's more than that though, because they go out there with these high expectations, which gets dashed on the rocks like baby seals.
yes.
And instead of going home, they're convinced by the other brainwashed people out there that this is normal.
Maniacs. Yeah.
This is the way it's supposed to
Uh-huh.
be. You got to do this and this and this to go up and blah, 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 you know, and it's, you got to be this popular and look this way, et cetera. It's more of a,
And it's the people going out to Silicon Valley that are making these apps and creating this thing, and they're creating this world of outrage on the internet.
yes.
And it's like, come on, I just want Roseanne to come back. Like, you kidding me?
Want what to come back?
Just want Roseanne to come back. Like, that was a good.
Speaking
show.
of creating, I saw a great tweet that came from CNN about why are all the robots are making white. Like it's just like a race.
It was race baiting bullshit.
It's totally racist.
It was just race
every robot
baiting.
you see. Why are they always white?
Yeah, that was stupid.
Instead of flying cars, we got Twitter.
We got Twitter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, Twitter is fucked up.
Just want that
Jack should
Jackson's
delete it.
future. He should.
He'd have a real shot at the Nobel Peace Prize if he deleted Twitter.
He really would.
Squirrel away some cash, delete it, and then just like, you know, just be like, sorry, man. You guys, you can't handle
Like,
it.
honestly, yeah. Like, what's stopping him? There'd be nothing from stopping him from doing that. Unless there's some crazy deep contracts that he did sign that says, like, no, this has to run no matter what.
How do you kill it? You know,
I don't know.
would
How do
you
you kill
kill
the
Cruz a
internet?
mistake for the good of humanity?
If it was for the good of
Oh, yeah.
humanity, absolutely,
Sure.
I'd kill this show.
Piece of cake
What
Yeah.
if you thought you could just adjust humanity?
Well,
so it's
if I-
better.
with good
then I'd
vibes.
keep it going.
That's the
Yeah.
problem, is that fucking power. Oof,
Yeah.
power corrupts. All of a sudden you can steer.
Luckily, we
Public
have
opinion.
very, very little power, almost close to no power. So we're good. We're
I've been,
good.
I've been
It's almost
taking
like
these
an anti-power.
Yeah, it's almost anti-power at this point.
I've been taking these.
Uh,
I've been taking these multivitamins, and when I go pee, it's like toxic yellow.
Is there fish
Krypton
oil in it?
green.
Is there
Kryptonite
fish?
green.
Is there fish oil?
There might be, there might be some of that omega
Fish oil
stuff.
does that shit.
What's kind of funny is it says, I think I've already told you guys about this.
Too much
that
vitamin C too.
Make sure that you take 3 of them to get the
Full
it's
effect.
not ash the something Vitaglide or something effect.
Oh
So
yeah,
you take 3 of
yeah.
That's the anal leakage,
Organiglide.
the glides.
Wasn't it Organiglide? That was
Organiglide.
that was a show title.
but you take more of them so that like they start going down easier or something like that.
All right.
That's
Not
what
like a
she said.
gimmick. But I take
That's
2 or
like
3.
asparagus too. Eat a bunch of asparagus.
That's right. Makes your pee smell funny.
Darren, I want to
Pretty-
comment on an observation that I've seen Grimerica that's happened with Grimerica in
Uh-oh.
probably the past year and a half, maybe.
But I have people that are supposed to keep us in check.
It's become awesome.
Well, no. It's just it's with you and Graham. There's been a personality flop where Graham's super alt right now. Where like for a little bit there, you were going down the alt right path, and then like Graham's like super alt right now. Like there's
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a flip.
Define super alt right.
He's not super all
Okay, okay,
He's just like
okay,
he's
in-
drinking the Kool-Aid over
In
there.
the
for sure.
in the M5M eyes, Graham would be labeled alt right. I would say that.
Well,
I don't think he
Anyone
is.
who's not left is far
Yes,
right.
exactly.
Alt right
But-
now.
Yes.
But I mean, I love it.
They call
Just-
Trump alt right.
Yeah.
That's what it all is it's he's just like all in on Trump. I think he's still listening to a lot of Alex Jones.
Oh, that's
Um,
great.
Good. Somebody is.
Yeah.
Whereas I just pulled out. Like I don't think Trump's on our side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
probably.
don't. I think Trump's job was to pull the fucking left right. There was too many people. There was 60 million people that were walking away from the left right paradigm.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And Bernie Sanders fucking proved that. And,
It's even higher now.
They co-opted fucking Bernie into the Democratic Party somehow.
Yeah.
and now they've got Trump and they've got their left right back again 100% stronger than it's ever been in my fucking lifetime.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Bernie,
People that I never thought would ever give two fucks about politics are all in on fucking left versus right. The
Yeah.
divide is worse than I've ever seen or ever even heard
even
of.
during the Bush years, like the Bush years were bad, but like it's so much worse now.
Oh, it's way worse.
people are
than that.
getting assaulted. Did you see that story about the woman, the girl, and the guy throwing eggs at people?
No, I didn't see that one.
I'll look it up. Yeah, there was there were alleged Antifa members who were throwing eggs at people talking just because they had red hats on, MAGA hats.
That's crazy.
My take on it is I just pulled back from it all, and I want to get back to just trying to be nice to people.
That's awesome.
Ultimately, and not fucking cause shit whenever possible. But I still get myself into trouble on Twitter.
Man.
And I still get myself into trouble all the fucking time. Like, it's hard to do. It's hard to just be nice. It's hard to be kind and authentic, and actually still be able to stick up for yourself, and not just get steamrolled over, but just like, and I think on Twitter, a lot of times that comes in the form of not engaging. Like someone was trying to get me going on Mario Lopez the other day, and I was just like, listen, I'd way rather spend my time worrying about how I can be a fucking better person than worrying about how Mario Lopez can be a better person.
But I am going to say that that's bullshit. He apologized.
Well, we should open up a tattoo shop for kids.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do it.
But only tranny kids.
If they want to get a tattoo,
kids.
let them get it. Yeah,
You should be able to get tattoos. I agree.
Yeah.
You got to be 18.
Let's just decriminalize
what?
all drugs and let everybody do drugs too.
That's pretty
Bigoted.
intolerant of you, Jerry. To
That's
say
the
that
law.
that kid can't make that decision to get a tattoo at 5.
Can they vote?
Yeah.
But
Hey,
they
Darren.
can change their gender.
Can they drink? Can they smoke?
Yeah, if
They can
once
change their gender.
Can't change their gender.
once
You
babies
only
can
have
get
two
drafted into
genders,
war.
male- Not gender. You have two sexes, male and female.
Sex.
Gender is just a personal identity tag.
This is a perfect opportunity for me to tell my
This whole
Mario
show's
Lo-
all right.
this is a perfect opportunity for me to tell my Mario Lopez story again.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
I didn't hear
That's
about
later.
this Mario Lopez thing, but my sister worked at Subway, and Mario Lopez was recording a beef type scary film near our hometown, and he came in, and she was super shocked because she was big into Saved by the Bell, and he comes in and he says, "I want to test out my a little bit of a voice that I've been working on for a certain role." And he gets up on his tiptoes and he orders his sandwich and says, "I will have myself a meatball sandwich." And that's how my sister met Mario Lopez. He might have-
sandwich.
And I was like, Emilio.
Video.
and he might have signed a cookie bag, like a Subway cookie bag for her.
Nice. I got Ben Grundy to sign my chest
Oh, nice.
at the first Paradigm Symposium. I washed off, though.
Is he short guy, tall guy?
About my height.
Are those guys
Pretty
rich
all right,
nowadays?
too.
What 1 minute ago on Twitter?
You'd never tell it on the show, but if you follow his Facebook account, before I got off Facebook back in the day, him and I were friends, and he shares a lot of stuff on his Facebook account that him and Graham would get along great.
Well, dude, I mean, I don't want to get more alt-right, but there's a
You're
lot
right.
of just logical talking points on the right that make more sense in my brain than crazy left stuff. Like, I don't know. That's just, and it wasn't like that. I wasn't like that 10 years ago. Like, the left made sense to me. I hated the fucking right.
Well,
But
you
now
get
it's
older,
like,
dude.
it's my
So
brain.
there's people on the
flipped.
left that have that exact same feeling as you. So it's like those small little things that never used to be a big deal have been made to be a big deal so that we can find things to disagree about.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
Because you
silly.
could probably take someone that's the opposite of you on the left, and if you guys sat down and fucking talked all that, they'd probably agree upon more than you don't. You're just saying it in a
100%.
different way.
It's hypersensitization.
And I don't even
Different.
vote, so I don't even know why I care.
Fuck it. I'm deleting the podcast. Maybe that'll help. We just have to remove ourselves from the internet.
Just gone.
Darren, a couple times on your show, I've heard you kind of complain about your shoulder, and I've been wanting to bring this up. But what kind of shoulder pain do you have?
It's a little messed up. It gets grindy in there.
Is it the tendons or is it the bones?
I think it's a rotator cuff.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, I had this thing with my tendons and my shoulders for a while, and I didn't think it was going to go away, or I thought it'd go away on its own, and then it was like a month, and I could hardly like lift my arm past, above my head. And I'd found this exercise on YouTube. This guy and I did this exercise. It's like a stretch, and it supposedly just like gives you a little equilibrium between your chest muscles and your shoulders. And it took like 3 days, and this tendon pain went away.
Please send me the link.
I'll find it.
I tore my rotator cuff while performing oral sex once.
What was his name?
Her name.
Oh.
Nice.
Ooh, ooh.
You must have really been working it.
No,
Were you
shit, I
doing the
feet on my
twist?
shoulders.
The McTwist. The McTwist.
Oh shit.
Good times.
Dun, dun, dun. So we just finished. This is the last 2-week show or 2-show week.
The last 2-show week. We've been doing some 2-show weeks.
Yeah, man.
because Grimerica inspires us.
Yeah,
everything
it's
you guys
fun.
do, we gotta just copy.
There you go.
It's
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, like
This is my third show this week.
Third?
Third of
yeah.
It's my fourth, actually. I've recorded 4 shows.
We did a
There's-
couple last night.
basically all of our guests that we have on, like before we start the show, or we're talking to them, they're like, so like you guys have something to do with Grimerica or something, because that's basically how we've branded ourselves at this point. So
That's
it's like,
I think we're gonna have McAfee on again.
oh, for real,
We're
Yeah, I was
Grimerica's
talking
redheaded
to
stepchild.
dude, that was such
Janice
a quick.
emailed me back this morning. Now that they're home and they got a home base.
Oh
and
yeah,
a
they're in
decent
England
internet
now.
Connection. No, I don't think they're in England. Are they?
Well, that's what he tweeted
They're not
out. It could be
saying where they're
disinfo.
at.
Yeah, it could be disinfo that he tweeted out that they're in England.
Oh, I thought they were in England and then they left.
Maybe.
And now he's somewhere
Oh yeah,
else.
I think he's somewhere in Eastern. He's in Eastern Europe somewhere.
He's
that
got
was
a
the last
Faraday
tweet.
cage.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
I was just like, we got to get this fucking guy back on
Oh, 100%, man.
because something's going on there, and I don't know what's going to happen there, but I feel like something's going to happen. So I just want to have him on like 1 or 2 more times if I can. I want to try and get a full interview out of him, like go for a while this time.
This is like that's his style though. He's a modern day Bond villain. Like he's always surrounded in fucking mystery and shit, and he puts information out all the time that's
But is
false
he
about
really?
himself. Exactly. No,
You're
he
going off
puts
his Twitter feed.
exactly because he's a master of putting false information out there and making everybody think that this is how he is. Who knows what the hell he's really doing?
Oh yeah, the guy. Who knows? The guy is
Yeah.
fucking controlling base reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
To a certain extent. I mean, there's did you guys listen to fucking Scott Adams 590, 591, 592? Those couple episodes in there where he comes out and he finally fucking starts publicly talking about the affirmations and everything else. And so now he came out and he's flat out said how he thinks it works is that fucking it's all a simulation. And
No way.
And that the reason he became a cartoonist and all that, you've heard the story about his affirmations and everything else. And he thinks, so he came out and flat out said he thinks he can affect fucking reality, base reality to a certain
He's a
extent.
magician.
We totally.
And not only that,
exactly.
he said everybody can. So
Everybody.
everyone has the ability to affect it. And then he came out and started mentioning the people that are starting to figure it out are the people that have read these fucking books. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, which is, one of my top 5 books of all time. I've read that book about a half a dozen times now. It's like, that's fucking one of the main ones. And Norman Vincent Peale, that's another one of the main ones. But it was interesting how he basically came out and said that's basically what the roadmap is to. And now he's saying that's what fucking Trump's doing. That's what he came out and he mentioned a bunch of people that he think are doing that. And
We
that's
talked about
exactly what I think is going on there. I think that you have the ability to affect your reality to a certain extent. You can't affect other people's reality, and everyone has free will, but you do have the ability to affect your own reality if you can hack your subconscious.
It's funny because this is what Trump said just a few minutes ago.
The things we're doing in our country today, there's never been anything like it. We will be ending the AIDS epidemic shortly in America and curing childhood cancer very shortly.
Well, there we go.
Yep, right there, dude.
And if he says that,
Last night
he makes it
when we were
reality.
I'm sorry, what?
No, go ahead.
No, we talked to Jay Widener last night on our show, and we talked for a while about Trump and magic and how he's controlling reality. It was interesting.
I think when a magician gets in charge of the entire country and gets a Twitter feed with 65 million followers, I think the things you can do to start bending reality to your will are extremely fucking powerful. And not only that, if you're colluding with some other fucking high level magicians, which I haven't ruled out that he might be doing behind the scenes, I mean, who knows?
It's his wife.
The whole thing becomes fucking possible. I mean, I start to wonder what they started an intention room in the chats the other day. And I mean, those guys, they can do something. I mean, they're right now they're doing some healing amongst each other and stuff like that. But you keep your eye on that, because those guys say they're going to make a compound someplace. And I mean, compound's probably a bad word. Makes it sound kind of like
enclave,
standoffish, but more like like a commune or something like that. They're looking at that. They could will that shit into an existence, especially if they get enough of them thinking about it. I mean, that's what Grimerica is at the end of the day. It's an out of control fucking daydream. That's what Contact at the Cabin is. That's what it all is. It's just fucking Contact at the Cabin was a fleeting thought that I had the sense to call Randall on at that moment. And the reason I did that is because I was in the middle of re-listening to the Think and Grow Rich audiobook, where he says, like, when you have these moments of inspiration, you need those are those fucking moments. That's the universe saying, boom, go. So, when you're driving down that road thinking, hey, we could get Randall, we could do a little thing, we could do some tours. If I don't call Randall at that moment, it probably never happens. Yeah. That, gets pushed to a back burner or just doesn't work out properly. And it's like these little things where it's like, that's the universe showing its hand and say, okay, act on that right now. And let's see what happens if you act on this right now and follow it through. So it's not just you will things into existence. You have that moment of inspiration and you chase it down to the bitter fucking end. And it turns into a real thing.
It's like a lot of new thought. Have you?
It is 100% new thought. I mean, that's one of the things we were arguing.
Have you reached out to Mitch Horowitz yet?
I have a couple of times. He hasn't said yes. I mean, I'll get him on eventually. I'm of the firm belief that I can interview anyone I want at this point if I'm persistent.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have had fucking amazing guests. Like, there's.
Yeah, you guys had your moms on. That was pretty good.
Yeah, come on.
That's magic to a certain extent in its own.
Yep.
Of just, I mean.
I put that shoulder link in the chat there. You see that, Darren?
No, but I'll find it. No, I probably won't. Can you email it to me?
Zoom chat.
Sure.
Yeah, well, I don't think new thought is new thought. I think new thought is old thought, and they're just trying to figure it out again. Yeah. And I still think Napoleon Hill is probably closer than any of the new age stuff. I think Scott Adams is probably the modern day Napoleon Hill in that sense. Is that if you take the collection of a few of the different things he's said and his books, then I think you're really onto something there. You can really start to put it together. And I mean, it doesn't hurt to fucking try. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Just take an hour a day and just, I mean, it turns out to more than an hour a day because you've got to chase something down. It's not just doing magic or doing rituals or doing affirmations. I mean,
which in my eyes, they're all the same thing.
Podcast, but you got to do it all. You got to do the work. You got to email the people. You got to interview the people. You got to release the show.
Yeah.
And I mean, it could be that it's just that intention of doing it that makes everything happen.
Yeah, that gives you the motivation behind doing something, or almost like, and then like that's the thing, man. Like all this spiritual awakening that's going on, everything that's happening with between magic, between meditation, between all the, it seems to all be the same thing.
Wim
You're
Hof.
just, yeah, you're
the same thing.
focusing, yeah, you're focusing your will on what you want, and just if you, I don't know, it sounds stupid, but if you think hard enough on something, you can make it happen. Like,
Well,
it's
yeah,
just-
you know what I think it is I think we're well, not a couple, but probably a couple hundred generations removed from it being really different
Mhm.
than it is now. And that's like when we were talking with the Conspiranormal guys, and they were talking about how new thought is inherently sort of greedy, that you have to want to manifest things. Well, and I would argue that it's not that our culture is greedy.
Yeah.
So whatever you apply to our culture is going through the lens of fucking greed and personal wealth, because that's the road we're fucking down right now. So nothing else would make sense. So that's what, I mean, new thought works for money, probably for healing, probably for hunting, probably for, especially you get your whole fucking tribe together and you need to hunt.
Yeah.
You need to hunt.
It's like
Yeah.
we
We need to fucking get a buffalo or we're fucked.
Yeah, you
because
gotta
we
eat.
ran out of food.
What do you think a rain dance is? What do you think cave
100%.
paintings were? Painting yourself hunting a buffalo.
It's a sigil.
Oh yeah,
Sigil.
like a sigil, right?
I
Yeah.
think rain dances are less crazy than I ever have in my life
Mhm.
right now.
Yeah, you guys.
I think if you get enough people that honestly 100% believe they can affect fucking reality, then they can affect reality.
Mm-hmm.
And you might need the whole tribe to do that, just because I can't affect Jerry's reality. So I can't make it fucking rain on Jerry if Jerry ain't in on the fucking shtick.
Yeah.
So that's why it becomes a full tribal ceremony. So we're all in on the rain. Let's get some fucking rain up in here. Or maybe you need
I just
who
think
knows
like
how it
ceremony.
works. But there's something there to play with.
Ceremony and ritual is just a good thing. I'm sorry, Jerry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead.
No, just humans need that ceremony and ritual, like just something. I don't know. It's a good,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
tradition.
I think men
It's
need
good for 'em.
initiation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or spankings.
Like a broomstick.
No, like a coming of age, like your first kill and a tribe.
Walkabout, first kill,
Walkabout,
go
yeah.
spend 3 days in the bush by yourself, fuck, eat a bunch of, you could eat a psychedelic brew, whatever the fuck it is, but it
Not
needs
a
to
few
be
of
kind
those
of,
things already. Yeah.
no, but it can't be like that. It's got to be sort of ritualized around coming of age in the eyes of your community and your elders.
What if
Okay.
Like
being
what
accepted by
confirmation
the,
is.
I mean, I was listening to, let me find his name now. I was listening to him on The Art of Manliness,
Well,
which I don't listen to all the time, but I do pick and choose a lot of episodes on there. There's some great shows.
like bar mitzvahs. Jewish people have the bar mitzvah.
Right, bro. I was gonna say,
Yeah, that's
the
exactly
organized
what that is.
religions have-
Yeah,
Becoming
Condensed
into
it.
manhood. Yeah, like
right.
Would,
That's confirmation for Christian.
Richard Rohr, that's who it was, and he was talking about how men, especially everybody, but men especially, have this. So he works with men specifically, have this sort of two parts of life. Your first part of life where it's sort of building the vessel,
mhm.
and then that's supposed to die, and you're supposed to initiate into manhood, where you kind of become less worried about material, and you become less worried about order. You image an order, and then you spend the last half of your life is supposed to be, love and wisdom, and you're supposed to be able to spend the last half of your life actually filling that vessel you've built with something meaningful.
would
Because everything you've done up to that point probably hasn't been that meaningful. It's been more about power, status, and building that vessel,
Right.
which has to happen in its own right. But then around, 35 or so, or 40 or whatever age that you, depending on the culture, you're supposed to have that where you pass through now into that next sort of thing. I mean, probably the younger, the better, I would
Would,
say.
Accumulate knowledge and wisdom instead of money.
would collecting toenail clippings for like a month in a jar count?
I don't think so, but I mean, I'm not going to judge you.
Yeah, that's interesting. You have kids. I have kids. Jerry has kids. Cliff has kids. Graham
Everybody
thinks,
but
Graham
everybody but
thinks
Graham
about
has
kids.
Yeah.
He just thinks about sex.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's like this weird thing when you have children, and like what are we teaching? Like, what are we trying to pass on? During this time frame, exactly what you're talking about. Like, say you're whatever over 30, most of us are here, and that have kids, and I think it's shared learning experience, and like how
More and more, I think it's
molding this mind, and it's just, I don't know. I take
You have to be
pride in that
righteous.
and creating memories, and it's not really about money. Yeah, thank God I have a job. Thank God I can provide and have a roof over my head. But it's like
more and more with the kids. I think it's like unconditional love is that fucking
Yes.
missing sort of thing, and that's real hard to do in today's world.
it is really weird.
Two
Right?
parents crammed in a house, and it's like when your kid does something fucked up, you need to be able to just be like, okay, you can't freak out, because then you're just
Yeah.
building shame, and then he's gonna do the same thing, or she's gonna do the
Yeah.
same thing when she's your age, because she's been walking around with all this fucking pent up shit her entire life that was piled on them when they were kids, and it's hard not to do that. It's
It
really
really
hard
is,
not to
dude.
do that.
Imagine how
You
much
just say
worse it
don't
would
do
be
that,
in a
but-
tiny house.
What's that?
Imagine how much worse it would be in a tiny house.
Yeah, but how much better would it be if you had like 30 tiny houses on 5 acres with a bunch of your friends?
Okay, yeah. Then you have a
And get
shared
back to that's okay.
community,
James Crew's having a bad day. That's okay. His kids run over to my place and
Yeah.
fucking play over here for the day. But when next week,
I'm
and
down.
I'm having a bad
Sign you up.
fucking day, they're going to Grandpa Jerry's.
Yeah, and yeah, you need a timeout yourself.
Uncle
Yeah.
Grim.
No, they don't want to go to Uncle Grim's.
And that's what society is. That's part of what is missing now. Is that it looks
Yeah.
like the whole extended family experience is disappearing.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that was how I grew up. Like my whole family was just, they all lived, like my aunts and uncles lived close to us. It's like on the
That's how
summertime.
I grew
just,
up. Yeah,
yeah, just
little
crashing
community.
with
My
the
whole family
cousins.
was in
Like,
New York, and I grew up in Chicago. I never saw him.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
weird too.
man.
We grew up an hour away from my relatives and stuff, and then 2.5 hours from my mom's side. Yeah, so it wasn't like instant, but every, all the holidays you made the trek, and hit them all up. It was, you have to
I
make
mean-
an effort, like.
the show might be fucked anyway.
our show's
mean,
totally fucked.
If
That's
the
what
internet
you're
goes
talking
away,
about.
I'll tell you guys a secret.
Oh, okay, exclusive
Secret.
breaking Grimerica news on Cruising with Steak.
I've petitioned the Masons.
Oh, for
you're-
real? Oh, go for it,
Yeah.
man. That's awesome. You can
congratulations.
do that. Congrats. Yeah.
I heard you kind of mentioning the idea of
I probably won't mention it on the show, but
yeah, like I mean, not like I know how you always met. Like I was listening a little bit a couple shows ago or something. You kind of brought it up, and like it's so taboo, like
yeah, exactly. I've got
damn,
a-
dude.
But
Like,
it's only taboo in the conspiracy community.
Yeah, and,
exactly.
and a
And I got a
certain
couple of buddies pushing me for it. Some guys I really respect.
do it.
yeah, and
My
it's just a
grandpa and
certain
my uncle were
portion.
both Masons too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's what I
And
thought I heard
it's,
you
it's
say.
good.
Yeah.
It's a
only
good thing.
taboo because to people who are like just getting into this and think that Masons
Yeah.
are bad.
Yeah.
And it turns out that they're better. That they're
And
good.
Graham's
I-
probably going to be giving you
yeah.
the side eye a lot. You got to watch out for that.
No, I think if I go in, he'll end up joining.
That's what I was
Probably.
saying.
Once I got in, then he would want me to bring him in. I think.
Maybe you could sponsor him. That'd be awesome.
I'm waiting
Get
for
that
my.
initiation.
I'm waiting for my call right now.
I doubt
Whatever
they
happened
turn
with the
anyone down.
Libertarian
I know a
Party?
Mason too. He's
Dude,
he's one of
it's
my
a-
tenants. Mhm.
Well,
You meet him on.
So now they call and then they come and visit with me. They meet with me and we have a discussion for a couple hours, I guess.
Are they on
Watch.
LinkedIn.com?
Probably.
Probably.
Whatever
Are you
happened
about-
with the political stuff, Darren?
What's that?
Didn't you sign up for like the Libertarian Party around you?
Matheson talked me out of it, man. I fucking left the Libertarian Party.
Oh, no shit.
I can't consider myself a libertarian at this
Yeah.
point. I don't have a fucking political home
Hmm.
because I can believe with a lot of aspects of socialization and I can agree with a lot of aspects
Yeah,
of
it's tough.
libertization.
Don't you guys have an election coming up too?
Fiscally conservative, but socially liberal. And,
Yep.
and but that's so that gets tough because where the fuck's the money come from if you don't want to spend it?
Yeah.
But I think if we tighten things up, we could probably find some of that money. And I do think that, we'll probably get to a point where, the internet probably shouldn't be run by, Bell probably shouldn't be making a bunch of money off of the internet at this point, or maybe TELUS shouldn't be making a bunch of money off the internet at this point, or cell phones, or, they built something great, so they should get some money for it. They put all this infrastructure in place. They're making a lot of money, but at some point, maybe there needs to be some sort of buyout or nationalization. And I used to think that was crazy talk. But I mean, at the end of the day, I probably trust my government more than I trust corporations. And even if I can't trust my government more than I trust corporations, at least I have some fucking pull or sway with the government theoretically. With a corporation, I probably don't have any say. I mean, there's a lot of arguments in either direction, but I used to be full on libertarian, and I've taken a big step back from that, just thinking that, maybe things like the internet and cell phones. I mean, we're already at the point where home phones have been basically nationalized. People get home phones for free now. The internet's going to be free soon. So roads, we can get around on the roads. How come not the trains?
Speaking of roads, wasn't it Bernie?
How come not the rail cars, or fucking, the other stuff that my tax dollars have paid for the infrastructure on, or paid for the upkeep of? Or even then, if all the goods that we need to eat as a society come on the rail, then how come fucking, CMP owns that?
Well, that's the thing, man.
Like maybe that should be something that's nationalized. Who knows? Those are things you need to look at when you
also have to pay the salaries. You also have to pay the
fucking owns our rail, right?
Yeah.
Fucking Warren Buffett owns a Canadian rail system.
Yeah. Well, it's like if you make all that shit free, you'd have to raise taxes because it would be under some kind of government program, and I don't know. It's almost like
maybe you don't have to raise taxes. Maybe you still pay for it.
Okay. Well, yeah, because if you make all that shit
like
free,
it's more owned by the people, and the profits go back to the people.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, the problem, I think, at the end of the day, the more I think about it, the problem is we've lost control of our government, and you get the government you fucking deserve.
Yeah.
So fix your fucking government, and maybe it is impossible. Maybe we've been too. Maybe we didn't pay attention for too long, and you can't.
We're at the point now where shit's gone crazy for so long that I don't think anybody knows what the fuck's really going on. So they're just kind of going with the flow and just playing along with this insane system. Because, dude, it's all an experiment.
Then
Nobody
I noticed
knows what
the mayor of my town won with like 2,700 votes.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I could probably get more than that just going and knocking on doors.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, in the States, it's a different animal. But in Canada, we're still only like not quite as big as California. So our system seems somewhat co-optable still, especially on the provincial level. Like there's only 4 million people in Alberta. If you really wanted to get in there, maybe you could hustle it out. But nobody wants to.
You guys still have the Queen on your money too, though. So
some of it, yeah.
Paper drink boxes.
Paper drink boxes.
It's all about the paper drink boxes. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like people want freedom.
No,
it's easy to say you want freedom and then go back to staring at your phone or watching, TGIF or whatever the fuck's on cable these days, or the football game. And I need freedom, but they can spy on me. I've got nothing to hide. Okay, well, what about your public official that does and is now co-opted by the government to vote? The guy who's representing your district now can no longer vote on your behalf because he had something to hide and the government knows about it, or one of his political enemies knows about it. But I mean, just that attitude. It's okay to spy on me. I've got nothing to hide. And I've heard that from fucking...
I hate that shit.
So many people in my day-to-day life that, it's just a non-issue.
Yeah, it's fucking retarded.
So, I mean, we don't want to be free. Freedom's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom's dangerous.
Yeah, it's, you want mommy and daddy.
Some people fall off the edges. Some people fall off the edges of freedom.
Yeah.
That's the title of the new 007 film.
Falling
it?
off the edges of freedom.
Falling off the edges of freedom.
But I think freedom allows, ultimate freedom. That's it. Ultimate freedom is nature, right? In a lot of ways, and nature's fucking brutal. So I mean, then that to me is sort of the libertarian bend played out to its full extent is nature, and nature is brutal to itself and everything else. And I think that humans are, not in a biblical sense, but I think that humans and our ability to have consciousness and self-reflect and be self-aware and everything else gives us the ability to sort of rise above that. And maybe in the richest countries on earth, people shouldn't fall off the edges as much.
Yeah.
At least not where you have the big. I mean, you guys have a different problem because you guys have people falling off the edges all over the place while you're dumping $1 trillion a year into your army.
Well, we gotta, be able to flex. We gotta flex on the
Stay
world,
strong, bro.
like, come on. That's like paying our gym dues.
Yeah, isn't it? I think that's one of the debate talking points from last night was, where are you going to get all this money? And nobody wants to take it away from the military.
Dude, and honestly,
that's how you know none of them are real candidates.
Yeah.
and money is
ads.
not even real anyway. They could just keep printing that shit, and it's the American dollar, and it won't
Except
matter.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Tulsi Gabbard
Oh, yeah.
fucking is.
If we don't, what did she say? It was like, if we don't do it,
she smacked down Kamala
next
Harris.
generation type deal, yeah.
Oh.
Mhm. What about this dark forces, dark psychic force chick, the Marina
We talking about
Williams?
Marianne Williams?
Marianne.
Crystal
Yeah,
Goddess?
dude.
I am unfamiliar.
I don't know. I
dude,
think
yeah,
she's an
you're-
author, basically.
She's a crystal
fucking-
healer, author,
she's a lunatic.
Yeah.
New Ager.
She's
Let's see,
involved
one
with
of-
some nasty cult shit and destroyed some towns and some churches. There's a lot of she's done a lot of bad shit too.
Oh boy.
And she's all
One of
wrapped up
them.
with Oprah. She used to be Oprah's spiritual advisor like back in the 90s. So that's red flags right there. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, new thought.
Yeah.
New thought. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
She
selling.
brought up a lot of.
And that's where everybody's
Free to
going
try.
right now. Everybody's going like to magic and spiritualism because that's just they're losing hope in the world.
It's the Aeon of Horus.
Yeah, you can't go to the
Well, that's
traditional
good, though,
shit
because-
anymore.
Because maybe that would make the world a better place. Because with that becomes a lot of self-reflection and cleaning up your own shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you read those fucking books properly, you need to be adding value, and you don't think about how you're going to make money. You think about how you're going to add value. You think about being a service. You think about thinking of other people before yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cleaning up their own shit, that's a big part of what the outrage is driven by in these people. That
with
they-
a little luck, this is like that part of fucking that part of when that part of like codependency where you're first learning to lay down boundaries, and it's real hard for everyone to fucking deal with around you. Maybe that's what the fragility of the fucking West is right now, is just a bunch of people that are just really bad at boundaries, and they'll figure it out and they'll be great in their 40s.
Maybe. It's possible.
Hopefully that.
You could even look at our political situation the same way. The Trump is cutting ties with things that aren't beneficial to us energetically as a country,
Yeah. Be best.
Well, I mean, and the news is such a fucking outrage machine. Like, you don't, like, what was it? It was Iran a few weeks ago. You don't hear anything about Iran anymore in the news. Like, that's not coming up. And it's
That's
just,
why I just have to walk away from that.
It
shit,
is.
Man.
It's
I
just-
can't
it's all
fucking stay
bullshit.
up on that because it's just draining.
it is. And it
They can't report on
absolutely-
Iran because Trump tweeted something.
It's possible.
Well, that's the thing. Whenever he tweets, they rage on that for 2 weeks.
It's just psychic vampire shit.
No,
At this point, I've deleted all the news stuff, like even the phone stuff that's supposed to come up on your Apple News. I deleted all
Oh,
that.
I hate that thing.
And I'm strictly no agenda for my news.
That's all
Basically.
you need. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at least I don't always agree with them, but at least it's spin list. And I get a couple different ideas of narrative going through my head. And those
Yeah.
guys have been proven right enough that I can't help but respect them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Twice weekly. No gender
Twice
show.
weekly.
When's
In
Curry?
the
When are you
morning.
guys gonna get Curry on?
I don't know. He keeps saying he's coming on, but
I don't think he will.
I don't know if he will either.
He's got this celebrity ego trip to him. I feel that he just he's like, how's it gonna benefit me? All their listeners already listen to my show. I think that's kind of what he's thinking.
Yeah, maybe the McAfee thing pissed him off too.
What happened? What do you mean? What happened with the McAfee thing?
Well, I think we had Scott Adams on before them.
Oh yeah.
And then I think I don't know if they, I don't know. Who knows? I just speculate.
Who knows?
It's
That'd be
like
awesome
everything
if
was
you guys
going
get him
great
back
till we
in.
had Scott Adams on, and then Dvorak came on right away. That's only because someone called him a douchebag.
For not going on. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So maybe one of you guys just has to donate $200 and call it Curry as a douchebag.
Call him out. Yeah, we'll get him on.
I don't think that's a way to get Curry though. I think he'll say,
No,
"Fuck
I don't
you."
think so
Yeah,
either.
no,
He might never come on.
He'll come on his terms, and that's the only way. Like it's just.
I'm going to send him an invite right now to my show.
Maybe he'll come on there.
You got to come on, Darren.
He's got that B-list celebrity status,
Sure. Love to.
I would love to have you.
Talking dreams. I don't dream, but I do enough. All that weed. Darren,
Dude,
how
come
old
on.
were you? How old were you when you first smoked weed? Out of curiosity.
Would have been summer of grade 8.
Summer grade 8? Okay, that sounds about right.
Oh, summer grade 7. Yeah, I was 11 or 12.
Mm-hmm. I think I was a freshman.
I got busted by a nun the first time I got high.
None.
Oh man,
This is none your business.
how was it? The first time I smoked was a fucking blunt. These kids had it wrecked my world. It wrecked my world.
I remember greening out a couple of times.
Yeah.
I
Oh
hear you, dude.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the days.
Those were the days.
I made some brownies at CAC that fucking wiped everyone the fuck out. Well, actually, shout out to Andrew. He helped me make those. But yeah, oof. Everyone went to sleep early.
Oh, dude, you thought I was bad in Oregon. Man, I was at this party like a couple months. Oh, was during was it 2 months ago or something? Yeah, at the Kentucky Derby. There was like this party here in town. This dude hands me this vape pen, and it was loaded for sure. And I smashed that thing like three times. Just blacked out, dude. Hit the ground. My ankle's still fucked up. I must have been stationary and just twisted all the way around. Yeah.
Jeez.
Fucking hit the dirt.
Hit the deck, dude. I was on the deck. Yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible.
I haven't seen that happen in years.
It's been brutal. It was brutal. Yeah. And just cannot hang like I used to at all.
It's all right, buddy.
Was it one of
We
these
still love
guys,
you.
James? Those little devils?
Yeah. No, it wasn't like that.
You're going to bring a couple of those with you to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'll take it easy this time.
I will,
but
because apparently this kid can get a lot of them.
good.
So it's everything's these Zoomers, man.
You another donation.
Zoomers are saving the world.
How much
That's
are
right.
they each?
We'll talk off air about things like that. But,
Oh, yeah, shit, I forgot about that.
yeah, we're doing a show.
Yeah.
I know it's
we're
forget that
doing
this
a
gets
show.
broadcast to
I
the
love
world.
those books.
Three letters. CAC.
See, kick. Oh,
California
shit.
Connection will be coming through big time.
Oh man, is it the Mac attack?
No,
Oh no.
no, I'm not going to say on air.
Right. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Oh
It is a
man,
beautiful thing.
speaking of crazy if you're in the CWS chats, who is it? Mr. Deli Meat Slicer. Whew. Yeah, he's had a nice harvest today. Some fucking
Oh, did he?
shroomies.
I'm not in the CWS chats. I must
Yeah.
admit.
Yeah, you get triggered in there. You come in for like a couple weeks
Yep.
and then you're like, fuck this place, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
It gets crazy.
I just keep going back to just the one server. I branch out to these other servers people invite me to, and then I'm going through and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah,
I know
we
what you
finally.
mean, man. I know what you mean. I'm in so many channels I don't even
I went
talk
through
to
the
just-
other day too and made it down to. I'm down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
I have like
Just
20.
8. Just 8. Yeah.
I have like 25.
I
Mhm.
think I've got
it's so
4.
many.
Mhm.
4 would be awesome. I should go down to 4. I could go. No, I couldn't go down to 4. I'd be leaving
I
out
could
like.
go down
You
to.
guys have like 4 Dungeons and Dragons.
I was just gonna
ones.
say,
Yeah,
I
that's the
couldn't.
pro-
I'd be
yeah,
leaving
yeah.
out 4 D&D channels. I couldn't.
You could go down 2 more without losing anything.
I should send Ryan invites to all those D&D channels. I think he still feels pretty hurt that he's not in them.
Ryan. Oh yeah. So ever since the incident.
Yeah. Ever since the incident, yes, the air raid.
Air raid.
Graham, I had DMs. I wake up to go to work the next morning. I look at my phone, like after my daily morns, and it's just all these DMs from Graham. Fucking ban Darren. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
He's just losing his shit. It was so funny. Good times. Yeah,
Yeah, it's been a ride, dude, man. We've had it.
it has been a ride. Quite the ride.
Fuck yeah, you're telling me.
For 2 years.
2 years
2
now. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
2 years? Yeah, that's right. I was listening to the show, that one. The 2-year
you called us
special.
right.
Oh, we got your emails
You
right
told
at the end of the show or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I read them on the show
Yeah, you
after.
fucks. You said
Yeah.
you would read them if I sent them, and I sent them, and you didn't read them, so I'm never emailing again.
That's, I mean, I get that. I mean, we're terrible hosts. I understand completely. Yeah.
We're in year 7 now, I guess.
Year
Oh,
7.
man.
That's insane.
Or no, year 6. We're in year 6.
I think I've been listening for 4.
And then we'll hit the 7-year anniversary of your 2020.
Pretty sure I've been
Oof.
listening. So yeah, since 2014, I think I've been listening.
What is it? The 7-year itch or something?
Ha! We'll see.
Yeah,
does
you and
bug me
Graham are
sometimes.
gonna get a divorce. You got plenty
Yeah.
of alternative co-hosts. you
Yeah,
can
I
pick
got
up,
some
though.
guys lined up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
problem.
That's great.
Shout out to Brandon, Justin.
Yeah,
Both
right.
Bros.
Mhm.
Randall Carlson show coming soon.
is it really
Yeah.
like
already
for real
put
this
four-
time?
4 episodes have been released. Oh,
that's
yeah, we
awesome.
set it up with the Allen brothers and that.
Oh, you guys are. Wait, you're doing.
I'm not part of it.
But
I just-
Randall
I just
has his
lubed
own
it
show.
up.
You looped it up.
I just lubed it up and introduced
okay.
the right people to the right people.
Nice. Yeah, dude. Because I remember when I bought Cosmic Patterns and Cycles of Catastrophe like 3 years ago.
Podcast was coming.
Yeah, it was like your purchase will support the podcast coming out. And I'm like, oh hell yeah. So I've always just been like, it's never happening.
Yeah, no, they started as Cosmographia with Randall Carlson.
Oh, nice. Cosmographia. It's
Weekly
fancy.
show. Video and audio.
Nice. How's 13 Questions going?
Good.
You
Yeah,
doing
that was
with
that's a
Adam?
cool idea. I like it.
Oh, you're doing that a lot with Adam, aren't you?
Yeah, with Adam Loyal, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love that dude.
He's a great host.
Yeah,
The
Adam's
perfect style of podcast for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. He's loving it. We play with him
Oh,
in D&D.
yeah.
He's all excited. He works with
Speaking of him and
Grimerica.
Justin, yeah, we got to get with them too.
Oh yeah, we got to do Cat in the Box.
Yeah, we're gonna do a show with them.
Dick
Mhm.
in the box.
Dick in the Box.
Yeah.
Are you working Monday?
Work every day.
McCaffrey might be Monday.
What time?
Are we like 11 a.m. your time, maybe?
Oh, that's insane.
Yeah.
It might even be earlier than that. I don't know, because it depends what his time zones, and we're still gearing down the time.
Well, if it's early, like 3 a.m. or something, like the night before, that's cool. Or if it's like on a Sunday or a Thursday. Other than that, man, I would fucking love to sit there. That guy's, dude, his videos the past 2 days have been amazing. He's just calling everybody. He's
man.
calling everybody.
I was
fucking
watching his
slaves.
videos and I was just like, I need this motherfucker on the
Yes.
podcast again. And he's like, I get 1,000 interview requests a day. And I was like, yeah, but I already got Janice's email.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, bam.
1,000 a day.
Oh, the guy's a rock star, man. I just can't get enough of him.
Getting pictures
And I
of
fucking
jail and shit.
100% agree with everything he says.
Exactly. What he says makes perfect sense. Like, I want him to be our president.
I mean, when I was interviewing him last time, I felt like he was speaking to me directly when he's just like, quit your fucking job, man. I think you'll have the sense to get a new one before you starve to death.
Yeah, yep.
Take a run at it. What are you going to starve to death podcasting, or are you going to go get another job when you run out of money? He didn't say that, but that's what it felt like when he was on his little rant there. I felt like he was speaking to me directly. Just like,
Right. Dude's a trip, man.
oh,
Yeah, he is.
if you had told me fucking 10 years ago I'd be talking to John McAfee, I would have said you're fucking crazy.
Exactly. Yes, that's the kind of shit. He's probably that's a huge get. Like, he's a huge fucking get.
He can affect base reality.
He can. He does all the time. The whale fucking thing, he didn't even fuck whales, but he's known as a whale fucker. Think about that. That's great.
I'm working on Norm Macdonald right now.
Oh, that'd be a great one too.
Dude, if you could get
I
Norm
reached out to Norm Macdonald too. That's so funny.
And Jeffrey Miller, I've been back and forth with him. Once I get people following me on Twitter, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah. Then you got that huge follower account too. It works.
Yeah. We got some famous followers now. McAfee, Cernovich, Scott Adams, all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Get the odd retweet from Cernovich, and then I'll just look and I'll tweet, I'll have 200 likes. It's because Cernovich retweeted it. It's funny because all those guys have a fucking, regardless what you think of them, I think it's just fucking hilarious that they've all just like surpassed the Young Turks in fucking follower counts by like double.
Yeah.
It just cracks me up, you know, because Sank Unger was just knifing all those guys fucking a couple of years ago, and they just completely eclipsed them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just them though. It's also the mainstream like MSNBC and CNN. Their viewership's dropped.
Oh yeah, even their millions of followers. Like you look at Newsweek or whatever, their tweets are getting like 30 fucking likes. Like our tweets get that.
I know. I saw that. I saw one from Time Magazine today. I had like 3 likes.
Wow.
Time fucking Magazine.
10 million followers, right?
I don't know. Probably.
It's crazy. It's all fucking just bullshit. Mind control manipulation.
Fuck yeah, that's right.
But I'll eat it all up.
Should we wrap up?
Yeah, sure, man.
Yep.
Thanks for coming
James
on,
is
Darren.
falling asleep. Yeah, anytime, man. It was fun.
Yeah, dude, this is a good time. Appreciate it. Where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Grimerica on Twitter. Just plug Grimerica into whatever search engine and we'll come up.
Hell yeah. Well, that'll do it, guys. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out. And we'll catch you on Sunday night with Ryan Peverly. Same time, 8 o'clock here on Grimerica FM. So catch you all later. Goodbye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
he predicts the apocalypse. The hero of the lunatics addresses the public and says, read my lips. Paranoia, it'll destroy you. It'll destroy you. So take all your paradoxes, put them in little boxes. Little boxes made of ticky-tacky. Shoot them all down to the nexus. The nexus of Texas. And pray the common sense will prevail. We'll pray the common sense will prevail. Then I let my mindset sail. Then I let my mindset sail. Something a little less worldly, something simultaneously universal and on a smaller scale. Daily basis I've been reading my horoscope. And apparently you weren't